Okay, I'm going to make a short tutorial on how to install Imperator tools and Victoria 3 tools as well as Sublime Plus for the Sublime text editor. So you can do Imperator Rome or Victoria 3 scripting easier. So the first thing you want to do is come over to my GitHub repository at github.com/dementive/imperator tools. Go here, download the zip file. This is going to take me a long time. I'm not going to show it because my internet is just slow. You know how to download a file. So you open up Sublime. After you have your file downloaded, you go to Browse Packages here, and then you're going to want to take that Imperator Tool zip file and unzip it in here into the Sublime Text 3 Packages folder. So it should look like this when you click into it. You see the whole file structure of the whole plugin here. And then after you do that, you're going to do the same thing for my Sublime Plus plugin. It's the exact same procedure. You go download the zip and go into Sublime here, go to the packages, and then unzip it in here. And it should be here. And once you click into it, you should see the structure like this. The Victoria 3 installation, tools installation is the exact same. As you can see, it's right here. You just download the zip, put it in this packages folder. So now that we have them installed, let's look at how to configure the plugins. So you go to Sublime, you go up to this main menu on the top, and you go to Preferences, and you go down to Package Settings, and there'll be a section here for Imperator Tools, Sublime Plus, and everything you just downloaded. So we're going to look at Imperator Tools first. So two things that are absolutely essential. All of these settings down here are optional. They just determine how the program works. These two settings you need to set. This is the path to the game files, like the Imperator game files, and these are the paths to your mods. Load order matters, so if you have a mod that depends on something from one mod, make sure you put it after the dependency. That's the settings for Imperator. Victoria 3 settings are very similar, but there's a little bit more because it handles more stuff. If you're doing Imperator scripting and you're working with the GUI or shaders, same thing for Crusader Kings too. Crusader Kings 3. The GUI syntax for Victoria 3 tools is what you want. So I have this set up currently to, well, I guess I don't. So let's do it. So if I wanted to use this only for Imperator and I didn't want to use any of the Victoria 3 scripting features, what I would do is come in here and set this path to be empty. Put nothing in here. This is for shaders. This won't matter for 99% of people. And then you set your GUI base game path, because this is like a separate path for the GUI system in this plugin to the Imperator files, and then you GUI mods, and then you make sure you set this disable Victoria 3 scripting features to false, or it will just do a lot of unnecessary stuff because you're not using the scripting features. But if you are, then of course set this stuff just like you would for the Imperator tools, and that is how the configuration works for both of those. Now let's go into the Sublime Plus configuration, which is a little bit more complicated because it does a lot more. So there are a lot of settings. I Sublime Plus is basically my all-in-one plugin for Sublime. I went through and put in everything that you could possibly need in Sublime all into one plugin, so you don't have to think about it. There's a lot of settings here. I think these are optimal settings. You probably don't have to change these unless you want to read through and do it to how you like it. You're going to have to go in here in the Sublime Plus next in the package settings and go into key bindings. These aren't set for you automatically. So you'll get a view like this when you first open up this window. It'll be empty on this side and it'll have this comment. So what you do is you press Control A to select the entire thing, copy it, paste it, Control A again, and then do Control backslash or question mark to uncomment that whole block. And then you'll have all of the key bindings that I use. These are good key bindings. You don't have to do this, but I like it. It's how I go about things. So that's the configuration. Once you have Sublime Plus set up, I highly recommend you go here because the default theme for Sublime is very ugly in my opinion. I've made my own themes, a couple custom themes. There's the brackets theme. This is the one I mostly use. This is like the theme for the whole UI. And then there's the Dementive theme. I also made this one. And then there is a GitHub Dark theme. It should just make things look better. And then I also, if you go here to Preferences and go to Select Color Scheme, there's about 60 color schemes that come with Sublime Plus that I made, I've adjusted. They're all very good. All of these Dementive ones are the ones that I usually go with. I usually go with Dementive Light. It's the one that I use. Doesn't matter. So that's the basic configuration for Sublime Plus and all of my plugins. Now let's go into some basic Sublime text things and how I do my workflow. So projects in Sublime are very, they're great. They help you organize your stuff. So I just close that project, right? Now let's make a new project. As you can see, there's nothing in the sidebar here. So to make a project, what you do, say I want to make a Imperator Invictus project. I would take the Invictus folder, just drag it into Sublime, and it'll show up in your sidebar here. And then you can go up here and save project as. What I do is I have a folder specifically for my Sublime text projects because I have several of them. And then you can name this. And then you'll be able to, if you use the Alt-W command, Alt-W key binding, or you go up here and you go to project, open switch project, you can go between all of your existing projects and you can see I have all of my Imperator stuff here. So I put all my Imperator mods over here. This is my Imperator project. And that's just a good way to organize your things, I think. So now we'll go into package control because this is like the system for how you get other packages in Sublime. So you'll go Control-Shift-P and type in install package control. This won't show up for me because I already have it installed. So you'll just install package control. It'll take a couple minutes maybe, I don't know. 2 packages I highly recommend are, after you have it installed, you go to, let's see, package control install package like this. I highly recommend you get, well, I guess they're not showing up because I already have them installed. So it would be here. This one, a file icon, and Terminus. Terminus is like an actual terminal. A file icon, you see all these file icons over here? They would just be blank without it. And Terminus lets you open up, a terminal. and I'm not on Linux, so I don't know any of the commands here. Okay, that's pretty much how I do Sublime and how to install all of my tools.